Hello everyone, my name is Rachael and I'll be presenting to you about perception. We all have come across various things in our everyday lives and get thrown 1,001 different stimuli. How we handle these things and how we handle these things can determine their situations and our perceptions of our situations. For example, looking at a bouquet of flowers. Some people may perceive them as beautiful and smell wonderful, while others may perceive them as ugly and smell terrible. Then the question arises, why is one object understood differently by different people? Well, that is perception. What is perception exactly? Perception is a cognitive factor of the human behavior. It is how you see and understand what's going on around you. It's how you interpret something, text, email, or someone's body language. Perception is the ability to see, hear, or become aware of something through your own senses. What does perception mean? Perception is the active process selecting, organizing, and interpreting people, objects, and activities. Perception in communication influences everyone. Perception shapes our understanding of others, communication, and the choices we make in our everyday lives. The perception process can be summarized in 3 different categories. You have selection, organization, and interpretation. Selection is a process a person uses to eliminate some of the stimuli that have been sensed and to retain others for further processing. Organization. Organization is the process of placing selected perceptual stimuli in a framework for storage. Interpretation is the stage of the perceptual process at which stimuli are interpreted and given meaning. I would like to go into a little bit more depth of these. Selection. I would like for everyone to stop for just a second and take a deep breath. Do you smell the candles lit? The perfume that the person was wearing next to you? Chances are that you're unaware of all these factors around you. When you came into this room, you were focused on me and the presentation that I was about to give. You selectively attended to what you defined as important, and you were unaware of what was around you. That is selection. We're unable to absorb everything that is around us every day. So we use the selective process to determine what is important and what needs to be handled first. Organization. When we perceive information, we organize the perceptions in meaningful ways. We organize them in structures called cognitive schemata or just schemata. We use 4 schematas to make sense of our interpretations. There's prototype, personal construct, stereotype, and script. And here are the definitions of the 4 schematas. Prototype, the most representative example of a category. Personal construct, a bipolar mental yardstick we use to measure people and situations. Stereotype, a predictive generalization about individuals and situations based on the category in which we place them. Script, a guide to action in particular situations. Interpretation is the subject process of creating explanations for what we observe and experience. Why do people act the way they do? Why do things happen the way they do? For adults to interpret these things, we ask many questions, such as these and many, many more. There are factors that influence perception. These factors include, but are not limited to, a number of elements operate to shape and sometimes distort perception. These factors can reside in the perceiver, in the object or target being perceived, or in the context of the situation in which the perception is made. It can also be factors that are in the receiver's background, training, or individual interests. Perception is everything. In the next few slides, I will be demonstrating how one person can see one object and how someone else can see something totally different. I would like to know what you see in the next couple of slides. If you're not careful, you may perceive something wrong. You can see that these words are not matched to their colors. Just by taking a glance at this slide, you may first not register that the word red is actually the color green, and the word blue is actually the color red. By a show of hands, with the word red, who's seen the color green? And who's seen the color red? And that is perception. Faces or vases. Some of you may see the vases right off, but some of you may see the faces. Some of you may not see the faces at all. That is perception. You may all recognize this dress. It went around social media for a while, and this is a huge debate on whether the dress is white and gold or blue and black. People are beginning to see the dress change before their eyes, and they can't believe it. Following a Business Insider, the world is officially divided over whether the dress is white and gold or blue and black. The editor seen white and gold. I seen white and gold. I personally passed this picture of the dress around to some close friends of mine and asked them what color they seen. I asked 20 people, and these are the results that I got. On the right-hand side, you have the results for the white and gold, and on the left-hand side, you have the black and blue. You can see that the white and gold are quite a bit different. How does perception affect us? As you can see, perception plays a major role in our everyday lives, and without it, we could be lost. You may now be thinking to yourself, how do you perceive your everyday life? Or if you could have handled the situation different with a different perception of the problem at hand. You may also be asking yourself, how can you improve your perception in life? Well, in the next few slides, I'll be showing you how to improve your perception. How to improve your perception. Perceiving oneself accordingly. One needs to improve more awareness about him or herself. Improving one's self-concept. When people successfully accomplish what they want, this is called a sense of regard, self-esteem, and self-concept. Be empathetic. Empathy means to be able to see yourself in a situation it is perceived or by other people. In a sense, it is putting yourself in someone else's shoes or mindset. Having a positive attitude. Having a positive attitude makes one's perception positive or more accurate. Avoiding perception distortions. Some factors such as a halo effect, stereotyping, attribution, or first impression can distort one's perception about things or problems. Having open communication. In my personal experience is that perception gets distorted due to misunderstanding, due to inadequate communication. If we all could just work on these small, easy steps, not only will our communication improve, but our perception on issues will improve as well. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone, for participating in today's presentation. I hope this gave you some more insight on perception and how about it can improve in your everyday lives.
Rach,